Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Moggycraft. And in the previous episode I said I would mine for some ancient debris. Well, I did. And I have 33 pieces, which means I can make 8 of the ingots. Now, like I also mentioned, I don't want to waste this on my armor or on any of my tools because it won't be worth it. We still need villagers to sell all the enchantment books so that I can actually get decent stuff going before I upgrade to netherite. But even then, I'm not sure if I want to use netherite because I need these ingots for something else, which will become very apparent later on in this series. At least, hopefully, I'll be able to do that. It's going to be a challenge, but I am looking forward to putting it to use in a different way. Anyway, so I have also been up to do some other stuff. Yep, I have done quite a bit. And it's mostly here at my starter base. So I have a new bridge over there at the top. A couple more light sources around the place. I do want to decorate these bridges a bit more. And I've also added 2 layers, so one section I would say, but 2 floors to this tower right here. I've done a lot of wood farming. You can see that in the background. But the biggest thing I've done was actually a little bit of an accident. I was like, I'm just going to make a little bit more space in this house. Oh boy. Yeah, I really planned for a little bit of extra space. Not what you're about to see. Yeah. This is more storage than I'll ever need. And yeah, I dug way too far in one direction and I was like, this should be fine. And then when I actually put in the things, I was like, I'm going to have to do that over there as well. And then I realized, like, after building only this section, this is already way too big. I'm not gonna use that much space. Like, even now, over here we have the items that you can mine very easily. I still need diorite, but yeah, and endstone will be over here. But yeah, that is this area. Then over here we have a bunch of stuff, which sure I can separate into different chests probably, and as I get more stuff, separate those things as well. But even then, I don't need double this much. I think I do like the fact that we have a lot of storage. But realistically speaking, how much am I going to use of this? Probably only a part of it. Definitely not all of it. So now the question is, do I need to build another storage system at my big future base that I have yet to show you where it's going to be? Or do we just use this area like forever? Honestly, we might just keep this. I'm not sure. This is already more storage than I had on Moggycraft Season 1. Also, yes, there is a little thing down here. This rail is incomplete, but I'll just take this one, which actually does go to the bottom. So first of all, the trial chamber, literally right over there. So we can just break our way in from over here and enter that way. And then over here, you'll see it leads into the deep dark. Also, yes, Sancho is online on the server right now. She's sleeping for the night. And I really like this. It looks like there are 2 pairs of eyes staring at you. Because that's just how far the render distance goes, and that's just where it ends. And I think it's very funny. Now, this place is not the place where I've removed shriekers from, so there are probably quite a few left in this area. Is that one over there? It's very hard to see. I don't think it is. I know for sure that there's one, I believe, in this structure or just behind it. Because when I shot an arrow there, the screen went dark and things were very scary. Also, yes, this does go all the way back up. I'm alternating between the rails like 5 of these, 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 and that's enough to bring me back to the top. I didn't have a lot of gold, but yeah, I pretty much had to use the last little bit of my resources to make this possible, and was able to add just a few over here. As you can see, 5, 6, 7 pieces, plus the one that's over there underneath the Minecraft, 8 pieces total. So in today's episode, I want to add more farms into this building right here. We already have the iron farm, which is over there, but I think it would also be nice to actually have stuff going on inside of this building. And look, there's Sandy. Hi Sandy. So one of the things I have prepared are some bee nests, which most of them have bees in here, and one of them actually gave me the achievement for bee location, which is like when 3 bees are inside the nest and you pick it up with Silk Touch. So yep, got that at least. Now other farms I want to add are maybe cactus, sugarcane. I don't think I'll be able to add cocoa beans, but we'll see. Definitely pumpkin and melon, and apparently that wasn't Silk Touch. There we go. So now we need to think of what items we need to create farms for these. And I know for these 3 we are going to need pistons. For this one we're just going to need basically a hopper and a little bit of water to get the stuff down there. Just a piece of sand, so really not much. Cactus farms are always very easy. I think the bee farm is going to be the toughest of all. So let's just start with the easy ones, which only require hoppers, water, pistons, and maybe observers. Now, in the nether, I was also able to get quite a bit of nether quartz. So making comparators and observers should be very easy right now. Okay, we got quite a bit of stuff now. And I think it's time to start on one of the farms, which could be the cactus farm because it's probably the easiest to do from all of these. And this cactus farm is not going to be all that big. We're just going to use one cactus, really. So what we can do, let's see, maybe we can put it into the wall as well. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll just have one chest because realistically we're never going to need much more than one chest. So put that there, and then next up we want to grab some glass. Let's make a glass pane or several glass panes. We'll put that right in the middle. We will put the sand on top of that. Then we put down the cactus on top of it, and we put a glass pane in the back over there. And well, we other than the water bucket that we still need to place down, that is it actually. So we'll just cover this up. We'll put the water bucket in the back over there, and that's literally it. That's all we need to do. And we are going to need to put a little bit of light in there, so I'll just put in a staircase over there, and lantern on top, and that should give enough light so that the cactus will actually grow. And that's it. That's really all we had to do to make this functional. And I'm thinking, actually, maybe in case of this, it would be best to have a barrel instead of a chest. Now, it is easy for me to craft chests, because we can turn the chest into hoppers if we need them. But I think maybe it's best to just go for a barrel. So I'll grab a barrel and put it there later. But next up, let's work on the next 2. And for this, we're going to need to get a couple of pistons. So let's grab this and let's just bulk craft them. Boom, an entire stack. And that's really all we're going to need for pistons, at least for a while. Well, someone's coming to steal my stuff. Anyway, that's fine. Let's dig out this area. I've decided to put the pumpkin and the melon farms over here, right next to each other, because of how similar they are in mechanics and groves, and also the farm is going to be exactly the same, so it would make sense to put it here. And let's start to figure things out. So this is where the hopper is going to be, that's where the chest is going to be. So let's put down the hopper. Probably gonna replace the chest with a barrel again, just like I did with the other farm. So just put that over there, dig out a little bit more space. We will put the dirt over here. It's 1, 2, 3 pieces of dirt. I'll probably put a water source over here. And that should keep the land hydrated well enough. Going to dig back another block, just because that makes it easier for me to place down things like the observers. Speaking of which, let's place them down. And then let's place down the piston. There we go. So a block behind each observer, and then here we'll actually replace the block and put a redstone dust right on top, and that should do it. Okay, one last thing I can do is put light sources on top of the observers. That way the crops do get quite a bit of light. Now tilt the soil here and put down melons. Let's see, I can do it from here, okay. And then on this side we'll do the same. So tilt the soil and put down the pumpkins. As you see, it's already triggering the piston quite a few times. I still need to put the glowstone over there. And now this is done. So what I could actually do to be safe is put some hoppers over here as well. Okay, I've placed on the barrels and I've replaced the granite that was over here with stone. So that looks a lot smoother now. And we have 2 farms to go over here. And I think the bees are gonna be over here. One is gonna be for honeycomb and the other is gonna be for honey blocks. So that should work out nicely. Now when it comes to the sugarcane, the bottom layer is probably the easiest. Just some hoppers going into a barrel or a chest, some dirt or sand, and then water so we can actually put the sugarcane on there. Now, where it becomes tricky is if we put the observer over here, so at the bottom one, so it can always immediately know when it's growing, or do we put it at the top over here, where the sugarcane has reached peak height? Now, the good thing about putting it on the top is that the redstone is easy. You just put a block over here with redstone on top of it, and that's done. As for this, the advantage is that you immediately know when it's growing, so as soon as it grows up, it will know and will immediately push it off over here. Similar to how these farms work here. Now, I'll try and see if I can somehow get it to work the way I want it to. But not guaranteed so easy. Actually, I think I just figured it out. So let's craft a few target blocks. There we go. And put it against the pistons over here. You see, this redstone dust is now going into this block, which means as soon as an update happens down below here, it triggers it. Perfect. Very, very nice. So I do believe we can make 2 layers, but that does unfortunately mean that we will need to use dirt over here. So we'll just go up here first. Let's see. So the dirt will need to be on this layer, the water on this layer, and that means that the redstone will be all up here. Put down a lantern here so it has some light, and we can block this off with our favorite block, glass. Because glass Makes everything possible. And you can clearly see her. So let's get started on the bee farm. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually link these chests with hoppers. And there we go. That's the first step. Then what I want to do is actually put some glowstone over here so the farm is going to be lit up. And put these leaves over here. Now the bee nests are going to be on top of these hoppers. And the bees are going to use these flowers to actually get the honey and the pollen that they need. So, let's see. Let's just quickly indicate where the bee nests are gonna go. That's over here. And the redstone has to be behind it. So, what we're going to do is... Let's see. Do I have everything on me? I believe so, actually. We need comparators. And after that, we're going to need to go up by 1 block over there. And let's get some slabs, okay, because we're going to need the redstone signal to go all the way over there, then up here, and then I believe apparently I've made a little bit of a mistake, and that is that the comparators don't actually go out from the bee nests. They go out from the block behind the bee nest, because of course it will still get the signal from there, as you can see, but this time it actually allows me to get the correct signal to the bee nests. So let's get that there, okay, and boom. This is how it's supposed to look like. Alright. Okay, so Sandy has said that she'll try not to immediately fall asleep, but that we have to be quick, and if they can behave, they be in there, yada yada yada, bee puns once again. Let's check on what time it is. Okay, it's still daytime. One of the bees made it out, that's fine. I honestly am not too worried. I know I have more bees than I realistically am going to need. So probably most of these will actually just be flying around in this room until I'm getting interested in their heads. That's a thing that will happen, believe it or not. Anyway, one thing that you guys were probably shouting at me is you should put a bamboo farm over here. I agree. I can't believe I wasn't thinking of that myself. But now that I thought of it, I think of myself as genius. So, there we go. That's what's going to be the last farm in this room. Okay, the sun's going down, which means that the bees are probably going to be in their nests. And yeah, I see that there's still a few out here, but we'll be fine, I imagine. Yep, let's mine these up. There we go. And let's put these in their places. And immediately they are being used, and there we go, a honey bottle. I also see a glass bottle, which is not very welcome. And here we go, some honeycomb as well. Then let's block this up and tell Sandy you can sleep now. Good night. Wow, she was actually ready to go sleep anytime. So she was probably like jumping in and out of the bed just to, you know, one point just sleep. Okay, well, anyway, let's get started on this last farm right here. Thank you, it was pleasant. Yeah, good to know. I'm always happy to hear that you had a good night's sleep. Now all we need to think of is how we're going to link this up. And I feel like I do have an idea. But I also feel like that idea would make me go back by 1 block here. Which should be fine, we can easily link the redstone like this, but I do want to put it on cobblestone just in case. You know, we don't want to break the farm, so putting down cobblestone allows us to just make sure that we don't simply break this block. Then we put redstone, 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 block block. Okay. Then block, block, block. Redstone, redstone, redstone. And then all we need to do is have a repeater over here. And then just link up the redstone in both places. Alright, let's put in those pistons, that bamboo. There we go. Keep in mind this only triggers when the redstone for this activates, at least for the bottom one, not for the top. But that's okay. So it's been a while and let's check out what we got from this so far. And it's actually not that bad. I actually did change this up a little bit, so now we have 2 double chests. Because, well, this goes very, very fast. And these also produce quite nicely. And this guy occasionally drops a scud. Anyway, I have made a couple of changes. Not going to point them out. Let's just play a game of spot the difference, okay? Now, what difference did you spot? Correct, there's now an ender chest right here in my base. Oh, yeah, I also added some moss, coarse dirt, grass, and, you know, berries, and a little bit of a kind of thing under the bridges. It's like, it used to be supported, but then it, like, kind of degraded, and yeah, this is what left over. Let me know if you like the stuff that I put under the bridges. I'm not 100% sure about it. I definitely see that it adds to it, but does it add a nice thing to it? Also, yes, there's this area down below here right now. Very nice and cozy, and I actually added some lanterns underneath the lily pads here. So this is very lit up at night. So actually, every time I leave my base, like this area or the tower over there, I don't even notice it's night until I look up. Like, that's how lit up this area is. You don't really notice when night hits. Anyway, I want to move on to the next project, which is going to be in this tower. And it's going to be on this floor and on this floor. So, what I want to do is I want to put in, let's see, maybe a potion brewer over here and a super smelter over here. I am not sure if I want to go for a super smelter like the one I have at spawn, or if I want to like make a more advanced super smelter. If I do that one, it would probably have to go here actually, because I might need this wall as well. But maybe for now I'll actually put the potion brewer over here. And I'll see what I'll do down below there for the smelter. So I will clean out just a little bit more room. And we're going to put the potion maker over here. And it's going to be the potion maker that I've built before. I am not sure if I actually built it on the previous season of Moggycraft. I actually can't remember. I definitely built it on a different server that I didn't make videos on. So I'll just have to go onto that server and check it out for a bit. So welcome to this world where Sam, Sunday and I first played Minecraft on together. And I'm pretty sure you can all guess which my base is. Yes, it's the giant pink house over... No, this is Sunshow's, of course. This is Sunshow, this is Sam's place, and of course this is mine. Now, yes, I lived in a giant mansion, and I did have a bunch of things set up all over the place. For example, these potion brewers right here. And this is the design that we're going with, so I'm just going to take a couple of screenshots and build this on Moggycraft. Alright, so I've quickly added some lava over here, some warts over here. I've actually brewed a couple of potions already, not sure why this one has water bottles. Just quickly place them back in here. And over here we have a little cocoa bean farm. The redstone for this is actually quite simple. So we just have a few pistons over here, and well, I can't really show it quite easily right now, but basically they just go into these pistons, the redstone, and lastly they go into those pistons over there. I actually can remove the bottom ones, or I can keep them. It doesn't really matter. I could actually have it like this, so that you can also have cocoa beans over here. And the way this works is it just pushes these logs to the side and then back at one point after a bit of delay. There you go, and then you can just simply replant them just like this. It's really nothing complicated. I will just put the blocks back here for now at least. Yeah, if I really need cocoa beans one day, then I might just remove those 2 blocks. This hasn't changed, and nothing up here has changed. And I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. If you did, you know what to do, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!